Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wishing You Well. I'm so glad you're here today. I'm Maria Patrick, your podcast host, and right now I'm asking you to take a moment, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and just arrive. Arrive with me here right now. Maybe soften your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and allow yourself to be fully present for this short time that we have together today. Because today's episode is about something that we all care very much about, whether we say it out loud or not. Living a long, healthy, vibrant life. That's not just about adding years to our lives, but it's about adding life to our years. And the wonderful thing is that the people who live the longest don't necessarily do extreme things. They're not chasing perfection. They're not grinding themselves into exhaustion. Think about the people in the blue zones. Instead, the people who live the longest are doing a handful of simple things, but they're doing them consistently every single day. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 of those things, 5 daily habits of the people who live the longest. 5 things you can do every day to support your longevity, your strength, your resilience, and your overall peace and wellness. And as always, I'm going to weave in a little bit from my health coaching practice, a little bit of reflection from traditional Chinese medicine, and a lot of compassion and caring for what we're all going through together. So let's begin with the first daily habit of the people who live the longest. Breath work. Having a regular routine breathing practice. Because the first thing that people who live the longest do every day is breathe with intention. Now, this may seem silly because, of course, we're all breathing all of the time, all day, every day, and we do it without even thinking about it. But most of us are doing it shallowly, unconsciously, often while we're in a state of what we've become accustomed to, a state of low-grade stress. The cultures where people live the longest and traditions that people place enormous importance on their health and wellness, they focus on their breath. And it's for good reason, because your breath regulates your nervous system. It also supports your heart health. It improves your body's oxygenation, and it calms your mind. So we've done this together before, where we talk about having breaths that are longer and deeper and slower and fuller. And we've talked about a 4 and a 6 count, which means you're sitting comfortably. Maybe you can even do this standing, no worries. And gently soften your gaze or close your eyes if you're able to do so and that feels okay. And what you'll begin to do is slowly inhale through your nose for a count of 4. And then you will exhale gently through your mouth for a count of 6. When you inhale, you're bringing in fresh energy and vitality. When you exhale, think of it as letting go of anything you don't need to carry right now. When you do this kind of breathing, and when you do it regularly, daily, hopefully, throughout your day, periodically, this kind of breathing tells your body that you're safe. Even if you just do 3 or 4 or 5 minutes of this a day, this deep abdominal breathing, slow breathing, a slow inhale to a count of 4 and an even longer, slower exhale to the count of 6, you can shift your entire physiology. So the first daily habit for longevity is to come back to your breath and to do it again and again. The second daily habit of the people who live the longest is to get out of your chair without using your hands. Now, this one might surprise you, but it is a true statement. It's a fact. People who live longer maintain their functional strength, the kind of strength that supports everyday life and living. And one of the simplest indicators of strength is that you can stand up from a seated position without using your hands. It's not about a party trick or impressing anyone. It's about your independence. It's about your ability to move through life with ease without needing assistance. So I invite you to try this one if you're not already doing this, but please try it gently and safely. Sit in a chair. Bring your feet underneath you. Lean forward slightly. I'm doing this as I'm speaking to you. And stand up without pushing off with your hands. If you need your hands, that's okay. We're just beginning to do this together. This is something you can practice every day. And over time, your legs will get stronger. Your core engages more. Your balance improves. And all of that will lead up to two powerful things: strength in your body and competence. Because longevity isn't just about living longer, it's about living well. The third daily habit of the people who live the longest is to walk 1 mile every day. This is incredibly simple. Just walk 1 mile a day. Not 5 miles, not a half marathon, not a marathon, just 1 mile. Walking is one of the most underrated forms of movement and exercise. It supports your cardiovascular health, the mobility of your joints, your mental clarity, and even your emotional regulation. And perhaps the most important thing of all about walking is that it's sustainable, because you can do it anywhere. You can walk in your neighborhood. You can walk in a park. You can walk on a treadmill. You can even have a little plan, no matter how small or large your home is, to walk indoors if you need to. As you walk, wherever you walk, let it be more than just exercise. Notice your surroundings. Feel your feet connecting to the ground. Let your thoughts come and go, drift away without clinging to them. Because walking can and should become a moving meditation for you. And over time, it becomes something you look forward to, not something you feel you're obliged to do or you have to force yourself to do. So the third habit, 1 mile a day of walking, that's a gift that you'll be giving to both your body and your mind. The fourth habit of the people who live the longest is to be able to balance on one leg for at least 10 seconds. It's all about balance, because balance is one of the first things we lose as we age, and it's one of the most important things for us to maintain. Balance keeps us steady and safe and strong and confident. So let's try this one together also. Stand near a wall or a chair or a counter for support, readily support if you need it. Shift your weight onto one foot. I typically suggest that people start with their standing leg as their strong or dominant leg. Gently lift the other foot off the ground. You don't have to come up very high, especially at first. Hold that for 10 seconds. I'll count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You may have wobbled a bit while you were doing that, and that's perfectly okay. That's your body learning. This is you training your balance. When you practice this, you're going to want to switch sides and do it on both sides. Balancing on one leg activates your core, strengthens the stabilizing muscles in your bodies, and sharpens your brain-body connection. It's also a very lovely, albeit quiet, reminder to ourselves that staying steady in life often requires small daily adjustments. So there's your fourth habit. Practice standing on one leg for 10 seconds on each side. You can always work up to longer than that. I think a minute on each side is ideal. It's simple, it's powerful, it's effective. The fifth daily habit of the people who live the longest could be the most challenging one. I've saved the hardest for last. Get up from the floor without using your hands. This one is a big indicator of your overall mobility, strength, coordination, and flexibility. Research has shown that the ability to do this is strongly associated with longevity. So again, approach this one gently. Practice this in a safe environment. Lower yourself to the floor. Take your time getting down there. And without using your hands, if possible, begin to rise. You might roll to your side. You might bring a knee underneath you. That's typically what I do. Engage your legs and your core, and then come back up to standing. If you need your hands, that's okay. If you need to modify, that's okay. This isn't about being perfect in our first try at this. It's about practice. Because the goal is not just to get up off the floor. The goal is to stay capable, having the ability to do this, to keep your body adaptable, responsive, and strong. So let's bring it all together. The 5 daily habits for longevity. Number 1, breathe with intention. Number 2, stand up without using your hands. Number 3, walk 1 mile every day. Number 4, balance on one leg. And number 5, get up off the floor. None of these require expensive equipment. None of these are complicated. But if we practice these 5 things daily, regularly, together they will create a foundation for a long, healthy, strong, independent life. And maybe most importantly, they'll reconnect you with your body. Before we say goodbye to each other today, I want to leave you with this. Longevity isn't something that happens someday in the future. It's something that we build every day through the choices that we make, and that begins today. If you're thinking right now, how am I going to fit all of this into my day every day? The answer is this. You don't need to carve out a big block of time. You can weave these 5 daily habits in throughout your day. Take 3 minutes to breathe deeply and slowly before you start your day. Practice standing without using your hands every time you get up from a chair. Go for a walk in the morning or after dinner, or split it up and do half and half. Balance on one leg while you're brushing your teeth. Sit on the floor while you're watching TV at night and practice getting up off the floor. These small moments will add up. They'll compound. And over time, they will become part of who you are. Choose consistency over perfection. Choose one of these habits to start with. Choose just one and let that be enough. Because as we've talked about before, small steps done daily can lead to big results, extraordinary results over time. If this episode resonated with you, if you think this can help someone that you care about, I invite you to share it with them. I want to thank you as always for spending this time with me. It means the world to me, and I want you to know that until next time, I will be practicing these 5 daily habits to live a longer, better, stronger, happier, healthier life. And I hope that you will be doing the same. And while we're doing this together, I will be wishing you well.